Hi, my name is Joan Forrest Mage, and I'm the Executive Director here at Life Force Arts Center. And I'm just like amazed at this art show that we have here, Emergence of the Divine Feminine. We started off in May with doing Chicago Festival of Spiritual Art, and one of the artists that was in that show, Laurel Smith, proposed this show, Emergence of the Divine Feminine, which is a subject that she's worked with for many years. We were just so pleased with how many artists from all over the United States and even in England submitted work for this show. The results you see here.
I was always on a spiritual path my entire adult life. I've been to India 4 times. Worked with spiritual masters, several spiritual masters, did my own personal inner work and inner exploration. And something just inspired me. I really can't explain what happened, but I knew that I had to do this art, that I had to work with a computer, which I had never done before. And I create all my art on the computer. One of the symbols for Saraswati is the white lotus flower and the color white. And she inspires people to create beautiful art, and all of the arts. She rules music and writing and purity of knowledge and purity of consciousness. So in working with her, her vibrations, her energies are actually emanating from this picture. And all of my light portraits are highly energetic pictures. So if someone were to look at it, they would actually have the potential to have a transformational experience. When I create, I don't start with an idea of what the finished piece will look like. I work in the unknown and just keep moving my hands. And as I work, the energy, the light energy flows through me. I feel that I connect up with divine light, and it flows through me to the finished piece, and I'm always surprised by the end result and how it looks. It's always amazing to me what the divine can create.
Hi, my name is Joan Marie. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm a spiritual artist. I found out about this beautiful organization, Life Force Arts, through the computer, the competition that they were having of showing the divine, feminine divine. So my art fits perfectly in here because my goal for my art is to show the feminine qualities, or for me, women represent spirituality. And so many times I had a series of trees that represent earth and the women that represent spirituality. So the combination of the two is the balance of heaven and earth. In this one, I call this tranquility, and the tranquil feeling of the woman being very at peace with herself. When you're totally at peace with yourself, then you're totally at peace with the world. My goal for this piece was to capture deep peace and confidence. When you're at one with your peace inside, when you're totally at peace with yourself, your confidence is very strong. And it's not that flashy, ego-centered confidence where you come out all ego. This is that deep, beautiful, in touch with your soul, in touch with your God within. And so that she just emits that confidence and beauty that we have when we're totally at peace and at one with our God.
Hi, I'm Judy Dumpchuck. My company is Kikaway Silk Arts. I'm a Chicago area artist, and I paint mostly on silk. Well, the influence actually is my heritage. I'm half Japanese, so I've always loved silk, and my travels to Japan have influenced me greatly with the kimonos, and my mother was a fashion designer, so that influenced me as well. But I actually started with silk when I took a class at the Brickton Art Gallery in Park Ridge, and it was for learning how to paint on silk scarves. The technique came very naturally to me, and I loved how the silk paint spread on the silk so easily, and the colors combined, that it just took off. It came very naturally, and I went from there. I learned about Life Force Art Center from my friend Joan. I knew Joan since she worked at Healing Earth, and also through my friend Rose Lombardo. So I received an email about the show, Emergence of the Divine Feminine, and it actually took me 2 emails before I decided that I was going to create a painting for it. And this painting is actually created especially for the show. I focused on the hands and the face because to me those are the most expressive part of a person. And so I actually used a different silk painting technique that would allow the paint so it wouldn't bleed out as much, that it would allow the details to stay. And then after that, I went with the hair, and I wanted the hair to be very flowing and long. And the reason for that is because hair holds wisdom. And a lot about this piece is about wisdom and female wisdom, and I believe that wisdom comes with age. So that's why I had intentionally made this woman older, and also focusing on her hands, because hand also shows age very much.
Hi, I'm Pat Otto. This is Tree Bark Woman, and she's here at the Emergence of the Divine Feminine because she belongs here. And she's made out of found wood and beeswax and oil paint. I've been working with encaustic for 3-4 years, and I collected driftwood that I've found at Montrose Beach for several years, and so it's wood that I've found. And with this particular technique, what I do is carve the wood slightly, assemble wood together, and I actually paint pretty traditionally with oil paints, with glazes, but it takes, with oil paint, days and days and days for the glaze, oil paint glaze, to dry. But when I use it with this encaustic, I use a propane torch and the beeswax, so I sweep the torch across it, dries instantaneously and bonds with the beeswax, so that then I can put another glaze of oil paint over it, cover it with beeswax, propane torch, and basically over and over and over, so I get this real deep, luxurious space. You can touch it, it feels wonderful. And then I have to be careful with the torch, depending on how much I do it. It will go all the way down to the wood, or the face will float away, or whatever. So that's how I get the surface. This is Gaia, and she's sort of in the middle of a cataclysmic event. I have several of these. This was a series, and they're almost like stations of the cross that you would visit, and this is one of them.
My name is Mary Heagle, and I'm currently living in the Chicago area, although I spent over 15 years on the West Coast, coming back to the Midwest after a long, long time away. This is my work, and I'm very influenced by the goddess in the landscape around us. She comes through for me in natural spaces, in natural places, and I believe that we can find her wherever we look. Hence this piece, She is Quiet Beneath Us, shows the goddess under the city, that we can find her in an urban environment. All we have to do is drop down and look. The other piece here, Goddess is Buffalo Sunset. The buffalo has always been a very special animal to me, a guardian spirit. I had very special encounters with them in Yellowstone as well. And this piece is about Her Majesty in the beauty of the sunset coming through the power of the goddess and the buffalo together. I've been in touch with Life Force for a few months now, and it's a wonderful place.
I've just been amazed at the variety of techniques that are in here, and also the subtlety of the art. Like, I can just look forever. There's so many, as you view it closer or farther away, the impressions that you get. This is part of Chicago Artists Month as well, which is an annual festival through the whole month of October of different galleries and visual artists. And so we're part of that. And we're also having, in conjunction with this art show, many activities throughout the month that relate to the Divine Feminine, such as the Aloha Lives, Polynesian Dances of the Goddess, which is going to be October 11th. We have Artemisia, who is going to, the show on Artemisia, and Linda M. Smith will be talking a little bit about that in just a moment. And a lot of musical things coming up. Wendy Rule, S.J. Tucker, and Faye Bodica will be here next week. So please come to our opening reception on October 2nd, and thank you for watching this video.